regarding that particular story. And joining me on set, we have Javas Bigambo, good morning, and James Mamboleo. Gentlemen, karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
This is a story that I think elicits a lot of debate, especially for menfolk, because traditionally and culturally, it is something very foreign. Your thoughts, Javas?
It's a spectacular foreign concept in Kenya
you jump in.
and on the African continent.
But isn't it valid that, men at some point need to take up that responsibility for family planning? We're looking at Vision 2030.
Look, the validity of it is up for debate. And while we can say that it is something that should be left to a couple and whatnot, yes, whether it's a question of family health and matters looking at population indices, trying to take care of population bulge, etc. Let's face it, a concept such as this, whether it's vasectomy, as they say it, whether it's a question of the male pill, an idea that came across a couple of weeks ago, I know that it will find sufficient resistance on the Kenyan soil and even on the African continent. When you look at it, traditionally, the way it has been in matters health practice within families, matters to do with the family planning, etc., so much has been to do with women. Now, I don't want to be pelted by stones after this because of this kind of comments. What I'm saying is that for the longest period, it is something that has not been practiced within our borders.
But does that mean that then it should not be practiced? It's something maybe that we could embrace. After all, we are an evolving...
But remember that vasectomy is irreversible.
Irreversible.
It's irreversible. When it comes to, say, a woman, taking or opting for various sorts of contraceptives, it can be reversed. Vasectomy is irreversible, and which means that the moment somebody opts for vasectomy, it is done, dusted completely, and that whether he cries rivers, he cannot go back. In case something happens and he feels that he wants to add one more human being on this good earth, it cannot be done. So that's the danger of it.
Okay. Mamboleo.
Mike, I think I speak for very many people on this continent when I say that this morning is a very sad morning. When you carry such kind of news on national television.
Why would it be a sad morning? We are trying to get to Vision 2030, Mamboleo.
If you go down to the good old Bible, which says, "Go ye forth and fill the world like the sands of the sea." As far as I can see, there are so many spaces unfilled, and it is the responsibility of the menfolk around to make sure that they hearken to the voice of...
men and women.
Yeah, absolutely, but men have a specific role to play, in that particular process. But this is what is important.
Isn't it an equal
role? The whole thing about... I am not entirely against men taking up responsibility in family planning, okay? I am not against the idea that a man can also perform some role in making sure that they do not get as many children as they cannot handle. Now, this is the important thing, that you see the whole idea of truncating the procession of life and procreation by doing a vasectomy is unacceptable. Even in women, I do not agree with anyone who performs an operation on women whose effect is a permanent incapacitation of that person from procreation. Because you can never tell when this need is going to arise, and should that need arise, you will have taken this person into a realm in which they can no longer perform their God-given function of filling the earth like the sons of the sea. But most importantly,
what's the difference between what now would be viewed as permanent and what possibly women have had to bear for a long time, and that's taking the pill? Because the effect is the same. The only difference is that one cannot reverse. But right now, Mamboleo, you can decide that for me, I am done with procreation because my economic status is A, B, C, D, and I have done my part in filling the earth.
Let me tell you, Mike, that is a decision no man is able to make even at 90. Because Because you can never know when you're going to be called to work. So a man should be ready with his tools anytime. Because that time when they are called to work, they should be ready. That is not a matter we should overemphasize.
But you see, Mamboleo, the thing is the tools would still be available and able to work. The only thing is that now they would not be able to produce...
The equipment will not be good for purpose because the equipment might be called to generate a life. And when that happens and you're not able to do it, then it's going to be a very sad day for the history of humankind.
Javas, are you in agreement that the tools would possibly now be not available for the purpose that they were meant for?
I have no sufficient superlative encomiums to praise what he has said. And look, let's face it, the purpose of a conveyor belt is to convey goods. If at all a conveyor belt is running and there are no goods to be conveyed or delivered, then that conveyor belt is as good as useless. Right? So the challenge here is that a man is reduced to a mere apparatus that cannot be fully useful when the craving strikes. And let's also face it, there are certain psychological implications to this. When you define a man, who is a man? Now, when a man has been performed on vasectomy, will such an individual be defined as a man from the original definition and purpose?
What would reduce him from being a man? He's still able to do everything else that he was doing, apart from now siring.
That's the whole point. That is the whole point.
There are only two ways.
But a man is not made up of...
There are only two ways of describing this thing. Making a money minting scheme for doctors. And then secondly, just going against the foundation on which the entire history of mankind is built.
Those doctors, all of them, have they undergone vasectomy?
There is one who's
not one. If you're a missionary and you're coming to preach the gospel,
and you have no Bible,
you believe in that gospel, you have the scripture with you, you have been converted yourself. If you're going to advocate for vasectomy, for other men,
you be the first one.
You must actually be of that faith.
To cast the stone.
Exactly. So we must not find doctors telling people, please undergo vasectomy, yet themselves are fully functional in case the need arises.
And then very finally, there's something that has been preached many years in the African continent, which is extremely wrong. You know, for many people across especially when you look at the discussion across the geopolitical divide, Western countries would be happy to tell Africans that, you know, don't be many. Don't have big families. Do you know why? Because they know that big families ultimately are a big market, all right? So when the African continent is teeming with a big population, then you are talking about a big market for goods and services, which means ultimately economic growth and sustainable development. So, you know, you cannot always think that more numbers or a bigger population is negative, and so it should be.
The thing is, just like the word says, family planning. It's planning. It's a plan. And as much as you gentlemen, the only regret I have is that I don't have a woman on the panel. Unfortunately, I wish Caroline Chege had still stayed. But as much as we say that it's a foreign concept, so is the pill. So is any form of family planning that is used by a woman. It's also a foreign concept.
It's
so
okay.
Why are we okay to take the foreign concept? Wait. Why are we okay to take the foreign concept for the women, but for men we are here to say no, we cannot do that because it's foreign?
No, the idea had been introduced to them way long ago, and they have been accustomed to it.
So it makes it okay?
When you look at the Malthusian theory of population, economic and other environmental circumstances will make a family or a man and a woman decide the number of children that they want to have. It is up to them. So it's not a question of introducing an idea, of course, you know, and that whole procedure that renders a man psychologically beaten. And let me tell you one thing, when it comes to self-esteem, and a few of your relatives, including your grandparents, hear that Michael has undergone vasectomy. One, you stand the highest threat to be excommunicated. In fact, disowned.
I disagree.
In fact, Mike, today, if you went on national television and told Kenyans that you have done that procedure, you might lose almost the entire of your viewership.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, and I'm not saying that.
And I can assure you that you will not have even sufficient sympathy it will be more than, you know.
No, I totally disagree with that by virtue of the fact that I think we're developing. And anyway, in the olden times, you'd not have had, or rather, where we are coming from, it would have been taboo for a man to even take care of his children.
Michael,
today, we are doing that. That has changed. That is foreign. So why is it that we're able to take some foreign, but others we are not
Michael,
accepting?
I'm a practicing Christian. And when you read the early pages of Scripture, even our great-grandparent, Abraham, was told, and you will be blessed by descendants to be as many as the sands of the sea. How will you be blessed with these descendants to be such, a number when you've undergone vasectomy?
All right, I think this debate can continue for a very long time. And like I said, the only regret is that we don't have a female representing on the panel. So because of time, I'll just end it there. But gentlemen, I think I get your concept. Let the conversation continue online, but on social media rather. And it's at 25 minutes after 7 where we want to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be reviewing the week. Do stay with